All right, what's up, good folks? Back at it again, right back like I left something. Reviewing Pacific Uprising Guardian Bravo. Now, in package, this figure looks great. I especially like the colors that you see through his box window here. I'll give you a view of the box. Top of the box looks like this here. Of course, you've seen the window, side of the box. Says Guardian Bravo on the side. Other side, you got a picture of Guardian Bravo. Then it has the R number 233, Guardian Bravo robot. And the bottom of the box. And flip it around to the back. We have another shot of Guardian Bravo with his arc whip. And you have all this type of kanji or what have you, choking warnings, so on and so forth, along with the UPC there. But we are not here to review the box. We are here to review the Jaeger, Guardian Bravo. So let's bust this bad boy open and see what it's really about. All right, and here we have Guardian Bravo, fresh out of the packaging. First thoughts, hey, I like him. He looks great. Moves great. Paint great. Again, just like the other Obsidian Fury, would have loved to see the paint if it was a little weathered a little bit and not so plasticky, but for price point, I'm not going to be complaining too much on this guy. Let's give a closer look of what this guy's paint actually looks like. Guardian Bravo here, so paint work, not too shabby. As you can see, here's a close-up of his face there. It's pretty decent. It's pretty good. Got these huge shoulder pads there. Then he has a CN049 right there on his right chest. And he also has his symbol right here, his Guardian Bravo symbol right there on his left and right arms. Looks really good. Side of the legs looks great. Right there, he also has some numbering. That's 53-29 right there. Right there on his left leg. And these are not quite knee pads, but they're, I guess, shin, because his knee is here. So right below his knee. And his feet's looking good there. Big, huge feet. Nice, steady base. This guy will not be falling over. Seeing the inside of his feet. And then, of course, you got the markings, 2018. Basically made in China. Backside here looks pretty decent. Nice looking Jaeger. Got the functions of his back and the back of his legs there, right behind his knees. Definitely looking good here. And then, of course, you got his back. You see all the workings and the makeshift wiring. I like the sculpt work that they put into it. Looks like he got a little open slot there, right there on his left, behind his left and right tricep there. But all in all, looking good. Very nice. Very nice Jaeger here. Pretty good. All right, so to go over articulation, these shoulder pads, they do move and give way. So that is a plus. You raise the shoulder, but if you raise it too far, just like you've seen there, they will pop off because they do have a limit. But not to worry, it is on a ball, as you can see right there. And they pop into place fairly easy. Snap that bad boy right back on there. So of course you can't get 90. And of course I just showed if you If you remove the shoulder pads, you can get his arm all the way up here. So that's a plus. I mean, let's see what he looks like without both shoulder pads. So without both shoulder pads, he's looking like this here. So which isn't bad. His head can come down just a tad bit, come up this much there. He does have a slight tilt to his head there, and to the other side. So not bad. I'm glad they put these shoulder pads removable and such. If you wanted to get them off or get them on, that's pretty good. He does also have double jointed elbows, as you can see here. Arm is on that ball. Again, you can't twist all the way around because one, this back piece here will permit you from getting a 360-degree around swivel on that shoulder, but it's no big deal to me. Also in his wrist, he does have, his wrist is on a ball and it does swivel around, and you cannot hinge up because of this plastic piece right there. Can't hinge all the way up as good as you would want, but it can come down like that there. Okay, so and for his waist, he can turn his waist, if you're pushing it to the limit, about that far. Same thing with the other side, about that far. So the trunk twist is not as great as I would say Obsidian Fury, but it seems to be decent enough. Again, with these Jaegers, you cannot bend down as much as you would like as far as in the waist department. You're not getting very good crunch out of these Jaegers. So it is what it is right there in that department. But here's what I would like to note as far as for the right here at the joints, you can separate a little bit here, right? See that separation? You can bring together like this here and or separate. And this is allowing for greater articulation right in that hip area. So you can kick out a really good amount there. Both legs coming straight up in the air like that. I mean, that's wicked right there. Also with the double jointed knee, you get it in there. I mean, that's looking really, really good as far as articulation wise. Really kudos to Bandai for giving such great articulation on bots. They do resemble humanoid articulation, if you will. Also, as you just seen, double jointed knees work great. Get that double joint in there. And this Jaeger, as far as for ankle articulation, is wonderful. I mean, that's a great pivot there, and can move it up and down. You get that in those ankles. So that's really good. I really do like that. Now, as far as for accessories, now he does have, as you can see, these fists are a slight bit open, and that's because they come with his whips. You got these whips here, and they're translucent plastic, and these are called Elect 16 arc whips. So you get 2 of those in package, 2 translucent whips, and they have the function of, you know, being electric. So what I wish they could have done was, it would have been just a slight bendy wire in there, so you can get it into whatever type of pose you want with the whip. You can, it is pliable and you can bend it, whatever, what have you, but at the same time, it doesn't hold. You would actually have to do hot water, cold water on these whips for them to hold its shape. But they do slide into the hand fairly simple. You slide them into the hand just like this here. And it is on a ball, so you can remove it and pop them back on. One whip there. Take this one off. I like to take my hands off of my figures and then apply whatever weapon to their hand, and then reattach the fist or hand to the figure. It just kind of works out better for me in that regard. And this seems like it doesn't want to stay in quite as well as the other one. You got to work with it, but it does. See, this is a problem. This left hand of his his wrist is very weak on that ball. That's a weak point there that he has. But at the same time, it does look good with his arc whips in hand. At least I think so. They look great. Get them in this pose here, posing on the fly. Oh, there it goes again, came off. Yeah, they could have done a better job in securing, having a tighter grip or feel in that wrist, as far as, because that's just a bit too loose. But that looks great. I think that looks pretty decent. And also, what came in package was 2 open palm hands. These 2 here. So those look pretty decent enough. Open palm hands. All right, so next we will get into some size comparisons for Guardian Bravo and see how he stacks up and his height compared to the other Jaeger that I reviewed, Obsidian Fury. So standing completely straight up, and to the top of his head, he is just below 6 inches. I mean, just below 6 inches. And to the back of his, I don't know what you would call them. It looks like kind of, I don't know, exhaust things in the back. They stick up about 1/2 inch. So about just below 6.5 inches right there to that point. And here he is next to Obsidian Fury. If you haven't checked out the review of Obsidian Fury, check that one out. Also another great Jaeger to get a hold of if you haven't already done so. Now here we have him next to Mysterio from your Lizard Wave to the left, and then Gwenpool also from the Lizard Wave to the right. Now Mysterio is definitely taller than Guardian Bravo. This is one of the smaller Jaegers. So also Gwenpool looks to be meeting him eye to eye right there as well. And here we have Superman to the left from the DC Collectibles, DC Icons line. Also from DC Icons, Batman to the right. Now both of these guys have him, also, Guardian Bravo, on height. And lastly, we have the Build-A-Figure Lizard. Now, even though Lizard is in a more fixed crunch position and kind of resting on his tail, he's still taller than Guardian Bravo. So yeah, Guardian Bravo is definitely one of those small Jaegers. Just to give you guys a quick height and look of comparison next to some other line of figures and toys. All right, that's going to do it right here with this review of Guardian Bravo. Like I always say, be patient with yourself. Be patient with your hunts. And if you're patient enough, even an egg can and will grow legs. Collect what you love what you collect. I hope I made your decision easier to purchase or not to purchase this Jaeger Guardian Bravo. But I'll see you next time on the next review. Plastic Addict.